Hello everybody, welcome to your Monster Train Early Days Commute. It's still going to be called the Monster Train Morning Commute. It's one day I'm going to wake up on time. Yesterday's daily, we survived. We did okay. We ended up in 60th place. When we finished, however, I'm kind of curious, where did we end up? I'm expecting at like the 200 mark, to be perfectly honest with you. 119, not as bad as I expected, but, could have obviously been better. I'm pleased to have been where I was. Oh, it's worth mentioning, did Emojo play yesterday? He did. Oh, no! Oh, no! What happened, dude? Did you pick up everything in the book? Interesting draft with the Guard of the Unnamed. I like this. I like this. It's good. Doesn't make use of all the regeneration and, getting back you had. I think the only problem you had was that you didn't have anybody tanky enough to deal with the fact that when people died, people die. But yeah, okay, fair enough. That happens. Let's see if we can help out Yomojo today. Yomojo, you should really be watching these to cheat. So, we got Stygian Guard with Tethys Titanbane. This is my least favorite champion, bar none. And then we got Queen's Implings. We got lots of little dudes going out and doing some damage. Just tiny pieces of damage. And they got damage shield. This is the worst. Start with volatile gauge. Look, this is gonna be a weird run. Like this is to quote Northern Lion, let's get weird. It's gonna be hyper strange. We are looking for anything that costs more than 0. Also, I didn't check to see which Seraph we had. Seraph the Temperate. Cool. Let's go ahead and check out some symbols here. We got Daedalus with what seems to be a damage shield. And then this symbol for Arcus, I believe, is dazed and a bad time otherwise. Okay, fine. So we got Arcus, we got Daedalus. It's going to involve bombs and stuff. Whatever. Look, our deck is not great. All our guys have damage shields. So Molting Imp is literally just remove damage, 1 rank of damage shield. The Mollusk Mages are cute, but we'll have to see if they can do anything. Some abilities trigger an additional time. That is a big get for us. Not because it's anything in particular, but being able to summon the Molting Imp twice makes that actually useful now. And the Queen's Impling doing remove damage shield plus 10 damage or 20 damage in some situations is actually good. So I'm happy to go ahead and make those changes. Now, there's not many other summon units that we're necessarily going to find. Maybe other imps and stuff, but we'll have to see what happens. So, what do we got for our first round? A strike, apply frostbite 10, or damage spells cost -1 on this floor. Look, we got it. It's the only way to make sure that volatile gauge doesn't completely bite us in the butt. It is such a tricky, random thing to work with. We'll have to see what we can do. So again, we're kind of playing to survive a little bit here, but we're probably going to be okay. Just as long as we got at least one of these boys, which we do, which is good. This bottom floor is going to be a little bit nasty, but... let's go ahead and test our theory first. We're going to test our theory on... Okay, it does work. Good stuff. You can go out here. You can go out here. We're going to put you out here. And then we're honestly just going to let it happen. Like, we're just not going to be able to kill some things, okay? Now, if I put this out here, and then I summon you, we can at least summon this, do a little bit extra damage. We got 1 kill this round. What a time to be alive. What I hate, like, this is going to happen a lot. But we have very few chances where things are going to go our way here, okay? And that's the best we can do. Okay, hold on. You give me all this on this floor? You absolute punts. Okay. I suggest we put the Mollusk Mage in front. Now, up here, if I do this, at least we're only taking 8 damage. At least we're only taking 4 damage, because the damage shield is gone. Now, you, can we actually do anything to you? We have to remove this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, if I do this, our best bet is honestly to summon one of these, okay, then this, then slam him. And like, we've done as much damage as we can, really. If we had Frostbite, we probably would have done a little bit more, but really only a touch. Okay, you need to sit back here. We're at, and that's it. We're doing 5 damage. This is gonna suck. Like, this run is going to blow. It's not good. Now, Energy Siphon's cute and all, but my problem right now is that we're not doing damage guaranteed all the time. So we're gonna go for as much damage as we can. Summon Rage 6. That's cute, but like does not It's cute, but it doesn't exactly make my day yet. You give me a molting imp with endless, and I'll be much happier. So I'm gonna pass on the rage. That's not what's happening. So at this point, what do we need? Well, I'd like a big stompy creature that can easily summon. And that happens on this floor. Well, now I feel dumb. Okay, we can put out the Horned Warrior, right? Do some damage, but we don't have a tank for the poor guy. If we get the Deranged Brute, and we work on getting some rage, try to undo our previous mistake here, we could actually get something pretty cool going on. I feel very stupid now, but, like, what are you going to do? So, if I give him this, cool. He's now big and tanky. He can take from my whole team. And I'd rather give him a multi-strike, if I'm being completely honest. Entering with Rage 7 is like, oh, great, he has a lot of attack on the first turn he's out there, but then after that, it starts to degrade very, very quickly. There's not much else we're going to get out of him, really. This is a perfect time to put on Rage 7. The other option is we put Rage 7 on, I don't know, literally anything else. Like a molding him. No. Mollusk Mage. Maybe. Look, I don't know, man. For sure, though, we're removing a Train Steward. They are completely unhelpful at this point. Look. Adds an additional +3 per stack. That's effectively rage 30. That's 35 extra damage. We're doing 60 damage per smack with the Deranged Brute on the first turn it comes out there. That's not bad. But again, I'd rather see if I could wait until we get multi-strike. So I'll save my money. I'll save my money. This is probably an incorrect choice, but let's see what we can do. Unit draft. Okay, I want something big. I want Stompy. I want the crown. Okay? Consumer of crowns, sign me the heck up. Okay. Here goes, dude. At least this boy is super toast. Okay. You're all the way up here. I find that highly rude. We have to kind of do this to be able to get the kill, which we need. We can do some stuff here. Probably should have done that the other way around, huh? Okay. Well. Spikes suck. I'm not sure if you've noticed. You're still alive and you need to die, huh? We don't have any energy. So, like, we're going to go ahead and use this to just hopefully kill the guy at the top. Yeah, we managed. It's good. This is all bad, by the way. I'm not sure if you noticed. So we're going to go ahead and do it like this. What happens if we silence? The silence or disables triggered abilities. There's nothing here that's triggered. Yeah, there's nothing here that's triggered. So as a result, we remove. We slam. We're now doing a little bit more damage. We remove. And now we're doing 90, baby, yes! Look, if you're as disappointed as I am about that fact, trust me, you have no clue how disappointed I am about this fact. We're gonna slam this down so that way at least next floor we can do something with this. Dude is big and scary. Okay, now what? Well, we can put out this guy. That's 20 damage right there. That's good. If we summon you, we don't have the ability to do any other damage. If we put you out there, you take attack, you take 2 spikes damage, 5, you die, you take 2. You know what? Nah, you sit here. It's fine. I think that's honestly the best that we can do in terms of damage. Now, are we still alive? Sure. Do we have a game yet? Ice Tornado's fine, though. Ice Tornado's actually going to be good for us. We are going to repair our mistake. Now, out of these, none of these immediately make me a happy man. We can cast some spells to make the Name of the Siren work, but at this point, the floor without the Name of the Siren is gonna have to be fine. I'm gonna try one last time. Give me a big creature. I hate this game. Okay. Apply daze to enemy units and enter the power room. Power gets -5. It's not great. A forgotten name? It's good. Let's go with that and see what we can do. Now, give me something I want, please. For the love of everything. Hellhorn. Spike of the Hellhorn is great. I'll take it. So at this point, now I do want to upgrade my spells. Why? Because if I can give that thing the ability to just keep coming back or to double stack or something like that, we can actually get a lot of damage on our Deranged Brute. And that would be sick. Oh, good. We actually did something. Cool. And you're not even dying, which is great news. We can't apply that, so we're just going to move along. Taking 35 damage, huh? Silence isn't going to help. And sadly, you're in the way. So we can't really do much else other than this. Now, being silenced seems to have stopped the bomb. Okay, we can spend literally all of our mana just going and wipe the floor, and I think that's what we kind of have to do. Down here. Like, at least get rid of the bomb? Oh, God. This is terrible. So the combination of damage shield and everything else is kind of causing some issues. I'm not sure if you've noticed. This, on the other hand, should speed things up considerably. Fledgling Imp here is spectacular. I'm willing to have it tank, honestly. So, without the Ice Tornado, you're still not all dead, huh? Up here, we could go ahead and remove the damage shield and deal some 5 damage, which is not awful, and then have the thing die. That's fine. What we need is a little bit of space on this floor, you know what I mean? $20 damage is not enough to stop him. 20 damage might be enough to stop these. Like, we knew we were going to take that damage. You, on the other hand, you are not dying, which is upsetting. What happens if we spend all of our money and mana on this? Beautiful news. Beautiful news. And who has the right to say what Spike of the Hellhorn is allowed to do? Am I right? Okay, so we're going to go for space here, because we absolutely need it. I'm taking a second Spike of the Hellhorn. That's what I am doing. These, again, don't interest me right now. Now, the extra space allows us to put down our Mollusk Mages, or at least a Mollusk Mage. And if we can get that Endless Imp, we're cooking with gas. The other options, we go for energy, which is super important considering the kind of deck that we got right now, which is just, I'm going to go for space for the first boss and see what we can do from here. If we go right side, we have our best options, honestly, because we can go Pyramanes, we can remove 2 more Train Stewards, which is just a huge gain as far as our deck's consistency is concerned. Endless. You give me click. Look, this is an instant reroll for me. Like, we can give one of the Mollusk Mages some tank, and that's okay. But now we instant reroll. Gah! Lame! Okay. Large Stone does not help us. He can't gain armor too? Sort of helps us keep him tanky, which is good. You know what? That might be what we need. But, like, I got no idea, dude. We could make one of our Mollusk Mages just become an absolute beast if we can find the multi-strike to make it work eventually. But while we're here, let's purge the last of the Train Stewards. Okay, so we kind of came out of that one a little bit upset. Apply spell weakness to one unit on this floor. Damage spells cost -2. Now, no matter what Volatile Gauge does to us, we can cast our damage spells. And that's important, okay? Spell Shield 2? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with this daily? This daily hates us today. I want to make that abundantly clear. So we got 1 energy. We have 1 chance to remove this spell shield. Yeah, okay, cool. And, like, that's not going to do anything. So, like, highly upsetting, if I'm being completely honest. If we got a Molten Imp here, we have to play it. We can't really afford to take damage here, so we're just going to do that. Remove those, and then try to Ice Tornado you into something resembling, like, usefulness. No? Okay. This is as perfect a time to do this as any. Now, here's a weird one. If I silence you, does anything happen? Absolutely not. I've made a mistake. So, yeah, no, this is terrible. Okay. This is awful. I think we have to cast it like this in an effort to try to kill this front guy. We get a brief respite. Okay. Last chance to make this work. We got just enough energy to pull this off, which does do enough damage to kill this top guy. We will encamp to get some armor down here, but we either kill this guy on the first floor, which we won't, or we die trying. So we're going to try to see what we can do here. We're going to remove 2 of the spell shields by doing this, and 1 of the damage shields by doing this. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. At this point, if I spike the Hell Horn to apply 6 of each to this front guy, we can actually do some work. We try Ice Tornado as well. I think it's more worthwhile to toss out 1 of these and then spike the Hellhorn this front guy, and then suddenly we're in the money, right? Like, we're at that point we're okay. The Deranged Brute is doing enough, and we took a little bit of damage, but that's our first 3rd floor kill of the entire run. I'll take it. Ice Storm here is spectacularly good, so we're gonna take it. And now you're giving me a Transcendent. And the ability to apply multi-strike. This is neat. This is a bit of a weird one. Look, Inferno's really good because it allows us to wipe the floor after we fail to kill it. Right? Transcendent is really good because it allows us to mix all of these things together, including a Fledgling Imp. And if we can get this thing on Endless, we're so good it's not even funny. Multi-strike is one of the things that we need to really make it work, and pairs extremely well with Volatile Gauge being what it is. Which is awful, I might add. The Fragile is a bit spooky, but multi-strike does mean that we're allowed to go ahead and make our raging characters that much stronger. And against Seraph the Temperate, rage can only take you so far. I think that it is worthwhile going for 1 Hornstone here. I think we'd be silly not to. It's kind of the spirit of the daily at this point. Now, if we go down the right side, we get some bonuses. Look, we're going down left. 100%. Let's check this out before we go shopping. Minor refraction or a major refraction. Holy shit. If we get a minor refraction, we can make this guy 1 size. Perfect. We've got all the room we'd ever want now on that one guy. The minor refraction, by the way, is definitely the big brain play. You pick that one. At the end of the turn, play Frozen to a random card in your hand. It's honestly better than it looks. I'm going to go for that over the 15 damage. Why? Because it means you don't have to draw it again. Once it's frozen, it's good. Holdover. Ice Storm with Holdover is pretty stellar at this point, since it deals 1 damage to a random enemy unit 5 times, split over multiple enemy units, with the ability to give it a lot of magic damage, and magic power thanks to the Mollusk Mages in behind. I think that that's well worth it in terms of just damage output. I like that a lot. The other option is to put this on the Ice Tornado. Right, because it already does the damage. And then having the Ice Storm just be drawn repeatedly over and over again. For sure, though, we're giving it the plus 10 damage. I mean, we can give plus 50 damage here or plus 50 damage this way. And I think that having it in multiple instances is better for the damage shield aspect. So we're going to give that there. Upgrade a spell to cost 1 less. Look, Spike of the Hellhorn is not bad. If we can find a way to remove Consume and then have Holdover, that would have been great. Holdover. It's such a powerful ability. You know what? Toss on an Ice Storm. It's a reasonable amount of damage that removes all the damage shields very quickly. And it's a spell to cost 1 less. Stuff that on Spike of the Hellhorn and we'll say we're good, honestly. Reroll, upgrade spell to have Permafrost. Putting that on 1 Horn's Tome is kind of cute, but it isn't really necessary anymore, I don't think. Plus 10 magic power. You know what? Now we start putting this on the Titan's Gratitude, for sure. Upgrading spell to remove 1 cost. Maybe the other Spike of the Hellhorn as well. What I'd like to do is remove Consume on both of those. Now, is there a card I'd like to remove? Yes! The Queen's Implings are not as helpful as they used to be. And as cute as Silence is, it frequently just costs mana to exist, which is frustrating. I think that our best bet is to remove one of the Queen's Implings in this case, but we'll have to see. So, will Tome of the One Horn be useful? Now we need to be very diligent. Friendly units gain 2. No sweep. Except for here! He's got sweep. We need to be extremely careful about that. We can't use it this floor as a result. At least not anybody we care about. Well, game, this blows. We kind of need to play it like this, right? You're dead the instant I put you out there. Sadly. Okay, well, the good news here is that we've got access to Frozen Lance, Ice Tornado. Cool, we at least got the back guy. Queen's Impling kills 2 of them. Yeah, this is terrible. Please draw me cards that don't suck. That's all I ask right now. This helps. Big time. Okay, the good news is that's done. We don't have to worry about that right now. We removed a good chunk of all the damage shields down here, which is excellent news. This doesn't help at all. Okay, now you're a reasonable cost, and we can put you down, which is good news. Cool. And you're dead. We might as well cast that to get the attunement. And then we got a brief respite, huh? Okay, you're free. Which allows me to do this. Which allows me to do this. Now you're very dead. I'm going to use all my mana to just make this guy as big as I can. We've hung on by, like, the skin of our teeth, which has not been great. But, like, we're managing is kind of the important bit here. Ice Storm. We're still only killing the front guy. Now the front guy is dead. We're not killing this back guy enough. Make you a little bit bigger. It's fine. We're gonna take a little bit of damage on our pyre. That's fine. Like, we knew that was likely to happen. Now this dude has got sweep, right? So we can't multi-strike worth a damn, which kind of blows. What I'm going to do. So I use 2 mana to give everybody here as much rage as we can possibly manage. Okay. Once we've done that, we're gonna go down here, remove as much damage shield as I possibly can, then bounce up here and cast some spells. I'm going to hold on to Ice Tornado, as long as this doesn't discard it, which it didn't, which is good news, to get that extra +1 magic damage. Okay, now we're in an interesting spot. Yes, we put down the Mollusk Mage. Now, at this point, I will happily Ice Storm. Cool. Frozen Lance, Ice Tornado, and then Gratitude. Look, we managed at the very crux, at the turn of the tide. And that's fine. At least we killed it before it got to our base. We still took a bunch of damage, but, like, it had sweep, and so the one draft we were kind of counting on did not help. So we're going to skip that. Look, it's a constant source of rage and armor. I kind of have to like it, I think. Especially because it's at that sweet spot where, like, most of the time it's going to end up being the same cost. Now, do we go down this avenue and go for artifacts, or do we go down... We go down this avenue, okay? We go for card removal. Why? Because card removal is cheap and easy. We can remove a Queen's Impling. I think that's worthwhile. And at this point, Unnamed Tome, I don't think is going to help us as much as I'd like it to. And it's frequently very expensive, too. So I'm going to remove it as well. Let's go into here first. Remove Consume! We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. Apply 10 more magic power to Titan's Gratitude. Now we're singing. Make Inflame. Cost 1 less at all times. That seems more than reasonable. Reroll. Upgrade spell to have Permafrost. Yeah. It's a weird one. Plus 20 magic power and Consume. Look, give that to a Frozen Lance and call me in the morning, I think. Or just make a spell cost 1 less. Like, this way you only cost, like, a little bit. And we can always use you to boost. To boost, to buff, pick one word, somebody up, which is important. Okay, Concealed Caverns. Look, we got Pyre health to spare. Yeah, I'll take Frostbite, enemy units into with Frostbite too. The next time that we come across something that's just like, we're tiny and small, but there's hundreds of millions of us, then like we'll be ready for it. Now, Arcus is going to be a tough one for us, especially because it's got the casting one, which was the one I didn't recognize. Oops. That's okay. We now understand the symbols. He's going to go down. He's going to cast the casting one. This is awful sauce, but we'll do our best to start dealing with it the best we can. Yeah, I think you inflame the front one because it's free. You play that while you can. Okay. Now the Frostbite is still going to kill those guys. He dropped it upstairs, the absolute fool. Okay, so what do? We put down a Mollusk Mage. We give him multi-strike? Is this the right play? Let's give it a shot. You know what? They don't have sweep, so let's give it a whirl. At this point, Frozen Lance, right? Frozen Lance again. Then you Titan's Gratitude to kill this dude. Ice Storm. Still applies, applies 2, huh? This is not the worst use of my mana in the world. Snats Rally. Don't cast anybody down here. Yeah, you're getting large. Okay, Frozen Lance. Titan's Gratitude. Ice Storm. Removed everything from play automatically, which is pretty stellar. And now we don't have the mana to cast anything else. So we might as well just cast everything in order to get as many incant triggers as possible. Back down here. Okay, we got a Fledgling Imp. This is worth the 2 mana. That guy's doing damage now. Okay, Frozen Lance. Titan's Grad. Oh, hold on. Hold on. You got 1 energy? Use it. Now Titan's Gratitude. Ice Storm. Cool. Our deck is working. I cannot believe that our deck is actually working right now. We put this down here. He's got 28 HP, so he can actually tank for our dude in the back now, who's kind of carrying a little bit, which is nice. You apply 0. But, like, you know what? You're a spell. Titan's Gratitude, just remove the damage shield and get some incant triggers on. Okay, you're free. Put on the guy in the back. Remove your damage shield. Oh, shit, it's the incant one! Oh, I didn't notice before, it's too late! Balls! That's gonna cost us. Okay, let's see what we can do to offset it. It still applies 2. It's not great, though. It's honestly the incant triggers at this point. And are we doing enough to kill him? Happily. Like, we're doing a lot of damage with just spells, which is great news. But we almost shot ourselves in the foot. Still, we got a thing that works here. The Mollusk Mage is doing good work, so long as he sits in the back and does not get hit by anything else. We could go for another One's Horn Tome to apply a multi-strike 3 in certain situations, which I think is interesting. And at this point, our biggest issue is energy, not space. And so we're going to go for the energy here. It's a good thing that we're tanky as heck, by the way. Now, if we go down this route here, we have a chance at getting Endless, which would be good. This way, we don't have the money. So you know what? We're going to go down this way. All right, check out the shopping list. We got quick. You can't gain on... Get lucky. Come on, please. Thank you! Endless Fledgling Imp is here! Okay. We're going to go ahead and have that imp be our big one. Like this guy here. He's going to enter with Rage 7 just to be fun. I'd love to put multi-strike on him, though. So I'm going to save the 20 gold. Our champion is not going to be affected by whatever's in that cavern. So let's see. I like this a lot. And honestly, we could probably put the Mollusk Mages in front of this guy and make Tethys our backline, you know, just stuff. Yeah, sure. I'll break off a chunk of pyre to get a whole lot of money. That's fine. This still brings up an interesting question. Do we make the rage on the Tethys Titan's Bane now? I think so. There's... Like, these two are now relatively well protected. Tethys Titan Bane, look, if he's got multi-strike and a bunch of armor, that's pretty much the same thing as being fragile. Like, being fragile to him barely matters. He's got 7 HP. He's got a ton of damage baseline, which is great news. And the rage is going to only make that better. So, I think that we honestly put him in the very far back. He's our carry and have everybody... Oh, no! Spikes! So no multi-strike. Sadly, we kind of have to kill everything on the first floor just all the time. This blows. This blows, by the way. This costs actual money. Okay. Cool. Everybody's living just this once. Okay. Do I want the money or do I want to stop these guys from doing anything? I kind of really badly want the money. Okay, Inflame is 0 again, which is excellent news. Do I let these jokers through? I cannot. I have to at least do some damage here. Okay. So that's just to kill him at least. Now, multi-strike here, fragile. If the unit loses health, it dies. This is extremely risky. Are you the incant guy? You are, but you're gonna lose 5 no matter what. Okay, so we have... If we're gonna one Horn's Tome, it's gonna be this guy in the back. And it's gonna kill him. Shit and balls. I should have seen that one coming. Okay, so we've lost. You're frozen here, which absolutely blows, because that means if in order to get rid of all these guys, I'm going to have to do it like this, which means I lose my entire floor. I'm not sure if you noticed, but that's what just happened, because there's no other way to make this work. Yeah, our run's dead. Our run's dead because spikes existed. I kind of hate this a lot. This is honestly one of the single most frustrating experiences I've had playing this game in recent memory. Because we're effectively struggling to come up with anything that could stick. Like, you're so much mana. We are not going to kill the boss either. Like, we'd have to spend every ounce of our time killing this boss, and there's no way we can right now. Here's what I'm going to do. We're dead. Like, we are super freaking dead. How are we not? I'm positive we're toast. Okay, so what do we need to do? He's already hitting so hard. $56. Look, this is the single most disappointing daily I've had in a while. If we had not put on spikes, we would have survived. Right? Like, we went for the points and lost horribly as a result. Now, can you make it with the points? You have to be able to. Look at this guy. 51,000 points? What the heck? So you ended up going for the Frostbite one and Spell Weakness. Deranged Brute. Okay, you found the sort of the same thing I did, though I'm sure he gave it the Refracted. He did not give it the Refracted because that would have shown up. A couple of Molting Imps, one with Endless, which would have been helpful, I suppose. Sign of the Sea to be tanky and attack. Awoken Rail Spike rather than the Rage Rail Spike we got. Just brutality, dude. He managed where I could not. That Frostbite was the correct choice. I really thought that by reducing the cost and making our spells more like valuable, it would have been a good idea. But what ended up happening instead is that everything had shields, which like we were kind of bypassing, and then either had spell shields or just whatever. Spikes made it so that way Tethys eventually would just die. We gave him, to be fair, we gave him Fragile when we really should not have given him Fragile. It's the one reason why I hate One Horn's Tome most of the time. I really thought that this was going to be the run that made me love it. I can't love this book. It is the single most finicky, frustrating, fucked up card I've ever seen. Pardon me. The Fragile makes it so bad. And like, Multi-Strike 1, you want to know what's a good card? That's 3 less energy and doesn't give you Fragile? Furnace Tap. Because at least that thing's like, look, you can put this on a floor. If the guy dies, no downside. Like, and if they do die, well then, like, hell, I don't have energy next turn, but I can kind of bypass that through other means. This just is so frustrating. Look, when it comes to clans, the Hellhorn clan is my least favorite. They seem to have the least jank and they're frustrating. Then out of the champions, Tethys Titanbane is the single most dumb one. I hate him. He's so frail, and it just makes me frustrated. This was not a good daily for me. Okay, for other people, maybe this is exactly your jam, and this is exactly where you find your fun. But not me. I had nothing but bad times with today's daily. I would skip it. Like Yomojo, if you're watching this, don't even bother, dude. It is brutality, and I hate it. If you really want to go for it, though, be my guest. It seems as if the Frostbite guy is the way to go. For a more reasonable score that doesn't involve some pre-knowledge. Tethys Titanbane, yeah, okay, cool. Deranged Brute, same way that I had him built up, more or less. With Awoken Rail Spike seems to be the way to go. And Harness the Titan, yeah, that would have been good in hindsight, it turns out. And One Horn's Tome. Again, I can't imagine how this was ever useful. Like, I hate this book so much. Oh, but it gives you multi-strike. Yeah, but who cares? Your dude's fragile. The chances when you actually use it are so slim. And Volatile Gauge is practically the only way to make it work. This daily makes me mad. This daily makes me so mad. And look how far off we were off of getting some pretty interesting stuff. If I had just not done this, we would have been able to at least get like a win, you know? That would have guaranteed a pretty good score today, but not. Oh, I'm so angry. Thanks for watching. Hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. I dropped an F-bomb. It's the only F-bomb I've dropped on this series so far, really, and I'm very upset at myself for it, but, like, here we are. This was a super disappointing daily for me. I really did not enjoy it, but if you want to give it a shot, go nuts, folks. Yeah, Volatile Gauge, man. It is not my favorite. I'll see you guys next time.